In a world where power and strength are everything, imagine being the strongest yet the loneliest. Meet Kimimaro. This stalwart warrior from the Naruto series is a figure shrouded in mystery and solitude. Born into a clan revered for their unique bone-manipulating abilities, Kimimaro was left alone after his kin met a tragic fate. His existence, marked by isolation and a desperate longing for connection, paints a poignant picture of loneliness. In the vast emptiness of his life, Kimimaro became an easy prey to manipulation and exploitation. His loneliness and longing for acceptance made him vulnerable, a fact that did not escape the notice of the morally dubious Orochimaru. Promising Kimimaro companionship and a purpose, Orochimaru exploited his vulnerability for his own gains. Kimimaro's tale is one of solitude, resilience, and the human desire for companionship. His story, though fictional, echoes a harsh reality many face: the crippling fear of loneliness. Loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's a complex response to the fundamental human need for belonging and acceptance. For a clearer understanding, consider the character of Kimimaro. Being born with a distinct ability, he experienced isolation and fear from his own clan. This profound loneliness and intense longing for acceptance left him vulnerable to manipulation. The psychology of loneliness might be compared to an intense hunger. In the same way that our bodies yearn for nourishment when we're hungry, our minds seek companionship when we're lonely. This is a survival mechanism, a strategy for us to find our tribe, our people, to ensure our safety and existence. But what transpires when the pursuit of companionship becomes so intense that we're willing to accept it no matter the cost? That's where individuals like Orochimaru come into play. He observed Kimimaro's loneliness not as an emotional state to be healed, but as a vulnerability to be taken advantage of. Orochimaru gave Kimimaro what he desired the most: acceptance, a sense of belonging. He provided him a purpose, a reason for existence. All he wanted in return was loyalty. It appeared fair on the surface. However, in actuality, Orochimaru's promise of acceptance was a cover for a more sinister motive. He didn't value Kimimaro for his identity, but for what he could benefit from: his unique powers, his unwavering loyalty, his readiness to sacrifice himself for the promise of belonging. This is the peril of loneliness. It can obscure our judgment, making us prone to those who would take advantage of our vulnerability for their personal benefit. It can compel us to seek companionship, not from those who genuinely value and respect us, but from those who perceive our loneliness as a prospect for exploitation. Thus, it's crucial to question the cost of this companionship. Is the promise of acceptance worth the sacrifice of our self-esteem, our respect, our existence? Let's investigate further. When desperation encounters manipulation, the cost of companionship can skyrocket. Let's delve further into the story of Kimimaro, our solitary warrior. His narrative is a harsh warning of how the dread of solitude can guide us down treacherous paths. In his desperate search for companionship, Kimimaro found himself ensnared by Orochimaru, a character whose moral compass, or absence thereof, incites intense discussion. The narrative aptly shows how solitude can render us susceptible to manipulation. Kimimaro, alone and seeking connection, found comfort in Orochimaru's assurances of acceptance and belonging. Yet, this companionship came at the heavy price of unwavering loyalty and service. The cost was high, but it was a price he chose to pay, driven by his fear of solitude. This narrative is not exclusive to Kimimaro. Throughout the Naruto series, we witness the tragic outcomes of surrendering to solitude. Characters seek validation from those who exploit their vulnerabilities, ending up entangled in a web of deceit and manipulation. The cost of such companionship is often prohibitive, resulting in heartache, loss, and in some instances, an utter loss of self. Kimimaro's story serves as a cautionary tale, alerting us of the risks of seeking validation and love from harmful individuals. It is a harsh reminder that not everyone who offers companionship does so with noble intentions. Some may exploit our vulnerability, our fear of solitude, using it to control and manipulate. But it's not despair and darkness. Kimimaro's story also shines as a beacon of hope. Despite his tragic circumstances, Kimimaro demonstrated remarkable resilience. His tale teaches us that even in the gloomiest corners of solitude, we can discover the strength to resist manipulation and make decisions that prioritize our well-being. Yet, amidst despair, hope and resilience can still flourish. Loneliness can feel like a daunting abyss, but comprehending its essence is the initial stride towards discovering the illumination at the end of it. Just like Kimimaro discovered himself engulfed in the profound depths of loneliness, many of us might encounter similar feelings at times. However, it's important to remember that loneliness, akin to any other emotion, is an inherent part of existence. Loneliness is normal. The crucial aspect is not to allow it to overwhelm us. One of the most effective defensive mechanisms against loneliness is self-awareness. Identifying and validating our emotions enables us to comprehend and handle them more efficiently. It's about introspecting, examining our feelings without any bias, and affirming, yes, I feel lonely and that's all right. Resilience also plays a pivotal role. Life is known for its unpredictable challenges, but it's our capacity to recover that characterizes us. Similar to a resilient shinobi in the Naruto world, we too can nurture this strength within us. Giving precedence to our mental and emotional health is vital. It revolves around appreciating our self-worth and preventing loneliness from steering us into harmful relationships. Like Kimimaro, we might long for connection, but it's vital to foster relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and sincere affection. It's crucial to remember to encircle ourselves with positive influences. Rather than seeking approval from others, let's concentrate on creating substantial connections, nurturing trust, and propagating empathy. Bear in mind, it's not about evading loneliness, but learning the art of traversing it. As we voyage through life, let's appreciate our solitude, leveraging it as a stimulus for growth and self-realization. In the end, Kimimaro's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of loneliness and the power of connection. It's a stark reminder of how vulnerability can be exploited, but also how self-awareness and resilience can combat these pitfalls. It prompts us to reflect on our own relationships and the influences in our lives, to ensure we're surrounding ourselves with positive, genuine connections. Because remember, no matter how lonely we may feel, we are never truly alone. After all, we are not alone in our loneliness. Together we can find our way out of the darkness.